Is not going to like this one. Let's get into it. So you already know that some of these guys are pissed off that the Lakers have signed a...
LeBron James is about to make the most disgusting, unfair, and controversial move in NBA history. Right now, there's 6 teams that are begging for him. But what the media isn't telling you is that 5 of those teams are career...
The era has begun for LA, and Luka Dončić is excited about the Lakers' free agency moves, and the actual quote says his biggest desires for the rosters were addressed: keeping Austin Reeves and getting an elite rim-protecting center.
And over about them obviously being able to score the ball, but here you can't stop no damn body. So you're still in the same position, even with the new signings. And I don't know, Mr. Kessler. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I mean, are you a
He's solid.
AR, Luka, Walker Kessler. Rob Pelinka is trying to ruin us, Laker Nation. Jeannie Buss would never let this happen. I know JJ is looking at Rob Pelinka like you are trying.
The Lakers didn't just shake up their roster this offseason. They completely rewrote the script and somehow made the entire NBA believe it was a major step forward. Just a short time ago, fans were preparing for what looked like the end of the LeBron James era. Then, almost overnight, Luka Dončić took over as the franchise centerpiece. Walker Kessler arrived carrying massive expectations, and suddenly NBA legends couldn't stop weighing in on what was happening. But here's the question you won't want to miss. Why are so many former superstars calling this either a masterclass in team building or one of the biggest high-risk bets the league has seen in years?
Happened today. I woke up to some crazy news and it just all came back to back to back. Anyways, last night it was reported that Utah was going to match any offer sheet.
Think about this Lakers offseason, because it's very obvious, like, they're gung-ho, told Luka the plan, and they're going to get it done. But maybe I just don't see the vision, right? Because they've locked up a lot of players that each individually isn't.
Yeah, y'all niggas just unlocked the demon, y'all boy. His biggest desires for the roster were addressed with keeping Austin Reeves and getting an elite rim protector center in Walker Kessler. That means his plans of getting LeBron...
The wildest part of the Lakers' offseason is that they somehow became one of the league's most dangerous teams while looking nothing like the roster fans had grown used to. You won't believe how quickly everything changed, because when last season came to an end, Los Angeles was stuck with the same frustrating questions that had followed the franchise for years.
Los Angeles Lakers think they go on with a bunch of white dudes. Somebody had to say it, so I'm saying it. Your 3 top players are white dudes? Really?
This is the whitest lineup I will ever read. Luka, Austin Reeves, LaRavia, potentially Mamu Kelishvili, and Walker Kessler. Zero switchability on defense, the slowest feet of any starting 5 I've ever read before. And when you're thinking about the teams you're going to match up against,
the uniforms hadn't changed, the bright lights of the arena were still there, and the championship expectations remained sky high. Yet the outcome felt like a story Lakers fans had already seen too many times. Once again, their playoff journey ended before reaching the ultimate goal. Another title opportunity disappeared, and another offseason began with the same lingering question hanging over the franchise, a question that had refused to go away for years, and you could feel the pressure building.
Rid of this black man, LeBron James.
Oh, man.
Or LeBron left. And Stephen A. Smith's like, what team's going to win with all white? I mean, who? And he reacts to this. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. And so some audience like, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
The reason why I think he will thrive with the Lakers as a lob threat and a putback threat and all that is because the Jazz had young speed demon guards running.
That's the answer. I was thinking the same thing.
Who just want to go downhill. And so
he's not going to screen for Tyrese Maxey.
How many times can you keep making small tweaks before accepting that the original formula simply doesn't work anymore? Rather than forcing one final championship run with an aging roster, the Lakers made the kind of bold decision that many legendary franchises are too hesitant to make. And that's exactly why everyone is talking about it.
Rob Pelinka and the new ownership of the Lakers are being really swift on making decisions. I've been told that they've really pushed Rob to be more diligent in deeper in his decisions and what to pick, and for LeBron James to make his decision to depart.
The Lakers may have just saved the Luka era, or destroyed their entire future for a center who barely played last season. Now, I covered this before, but they acquired Walker Kessler for 2 unprotected first rounders and 2 pick swaps, and signed him to a 4-year, $130 million deal, which is basically $32.5 million.
Instead of waiting until they had no other choice, the Lakers embraced reality on their own terms, and that single decision changed everything. It completely redirected the future of one of the NBA's most iconic franchises, while triggering non-stop reactions from former stars, coaches, analysts, and basketball legends who believe Los Angeles may have just completed one of the boldest roster overhauls the league has seen in years. For the longest time, every discussion about the Lakers always found its way back to LeBron James. Whether fans celebrated him or questioned him, every trade, roster adjustment, and coaching move was built around maximizing the final years of one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. That approach made perfect sense because LeBron continued producing elite performances even after turning 40. But eventually, the Lakers reached a point where every win-now decision made building for the future even more difficult. Valuable draft assets disappeared, salary flexibility became tighter, and the younger core kept developing on a timeline that no longer matched the team's immediate goals. Then came the moment that changed everything. LeBron informed the organization that he planned to finish his career somewhere else, and surprisingly, the news created far less drama than most people expected. There were no messy public disputes or endless rumors stretching through the offseason. Instead, the Lakers quietly closed one unforgettable chapter and confidently began writing the next. And that may end up being the smartest move they made all summer.
Hachimura is signed with the Los Angeles Clippers for 2 years and $28 million. I obviously covered Rui very closely with the Lakers over the course of the last few years. So just to kind of give Clippers fans a brief rundown on my thoughts with him.
Today, the Lakers traded DeAndre Ayton to the Wizards for Jaden Hardy and 2 second-round picks, which seems like it has a little something to do with Luka Dončić, as they used to be teammates. Looking at the Lakers roster top to bottom, of course they now don't have DeAndre Ayton, but could easily find a center that could replace him.
With that being said, LeBron, if you're taking minimum contracts, come over to Oklahoma if you want a ring. Just saying, gang. But on a serious note, though, I've been saying this. I'm telling people this. This team is not that bad.
The LeBron chapter officially came to a close, and almost instantly, a brand new era began for the Lakers. And that new era has one clear face: Luka Dončić. Practically overnight, the conversation shifted from finding one last way to chase a title to building the foundation for the franchise's next championship window. That change in mindset is much bigger than it sounds, and it explains nearly every decision Rob Pelinka made once free agency got underway. Plenty of former NBA players immediately saw the strategy unfolding. They pointed out that constructing a roster around Luka demands a completely different approach than building one around LeBron. While both are generational offensive superstars, the type of teammates they need to thrive is far from the same. That blueprint has been a major part of Luka's most successful seasons throughout his career, and from the outside, it looks like the Lakers paid close attention to every lesson. Instead of chasing the biggest available names, Los Angeles seemed focused on surrounding Luka with players who actually complement his game. That might sound like common sense, but you'd be surprised how many teams confuse star power with roster chemistry. And in the NBA, it's usually the franchises that understand that difference that end up competing for championships.
Care. I know some people thought it was a big deal or this and that. I don't care at all, man. There are other things to be talking about. There were a whole bunch of other white teams in the NBA. They had a lot of teams that had white players. Utah, Boston.
What's solid?
He listen, he's not, look here. I ain't like, oh my God. We got Alex Kessler. Boy, we got a monster in the middle. Yeah. I ain't doing that.
Hey.
He a double guy.
Yeah.
He get you 10, 11 points. He get you 10, 11, 12 rebounds.
Yeah. Hey.
Transition, the Spurs, like the most athletic guards in the entire league. You're not setting yourself up for any type of long-term success.
This Lakers team is going to.
A lot of NBA analysts believe this is the first offseason in years where every Lakers move looked connected, with each signing fitting into one clear vision, instead of feeling like random roster changes. But whenever a team commits to a new direction, tough sacrifices are part of the process. Some departures were simply too significant to overlook. Marcus Smart brought far more to the floor than whatever showed up in the scoring column. Every serious championship contender needs a player who's willing to guard the opponent's toughest assignment without caring about personal numbers. Smart built his reputation doing exactly that, giving the Lakers someone capable of battling elite guards and versatile wings night after night. Luke Kennard's exit created an entirely different kind of void. In today's NBA, elite three-point shooting is one of the most valuable weapons because it completely changes the way defenses are forced to react. Every moment a defender refuses to leave a dangerous shooter, extra driving lanes open up for everyone else on the court. Kennard's spacing created opportunities that often don't appear in the box score, making his impact much bigger than the numbers suggested. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City continues to look like a franchise that rarely misses on its decisions, while San Antonio has quietly assembled so much young talent that the rest of the Western Conference has every reason to pay attention for years to come.
This ain't baseball. Hell, it ain't even soccer. And we got a whole bunch of brothers on Team USA. What y'all think this is? It's basketball. This is basketball. In NBA history, when have you seen your three most prominent players on a basketball team?
This is our potential lineup. What is he seeing that we can't see? And you want to know what makes me even more mad, y'all? LeBron was willing to take a minimum deal.
Prime De'Aaron Fox.
Colin Sexton and Keontae George ran Walker Kessler out of the pick and roll. His pick and roll game is a little slower. He's got a good little change of pace to him.
With all of that happening around the league, it was only natural that many people questioned the Lakers after watching respected veterans leave the roster. But then the front office finally showed everyone what the real strategy had been all along. Everything revolved around fixing one issue that had frustrated Lakers fans season after season: finding the right center. It had almost become an annual storyline, with every trade deadline, every offseason, and every rumor connecting another big man to Los Angeles. This time, though, the Lakers refused to compromise. Walker Kessler became their top target, and once they locked in on him, the front office moved with complete confidence to make sure the deal got done. The cost instantly became one of the hottest debates around the NBA. Giving up multiple future first-round picks guaranteed that every executive, analyst, and fan across the league would be paying attention to what Los Angeles had just pulled off. That's where opinions started to split. Even several NBA legends who thought the price was steep admitted one key point: Walker Kessler could be the perfect type of center for Luka Dončić, a player whose playmaking has consistently helped big men reach another level throughout his career.
Pretty fair deal for Rui, I think, in that kind of mid-tens in the millions of dollars, 14 million per year. He is one of the most reliable catch and shoot players in the league. If you can get him clean looks in the corner.
With their other signings in Mamu, Grimes, and Colin Sexton, I do think they can make a push for a decent championship run potentially. And in 2024-25, he averaged 11 points, shown to be a strong rebounder at 12.2 a game, and was blocking about 2.5 shots.
Walker Kessler has never built his reputation with flashy ball handling or viral one-on-one highlights. Instead, he earned respect the traditional way, protecting the rim, dominating the glass, and making opposing guards think twice before driving into the paint. Those skills may not generate millions of social media views, but they are exactly the traits that coaches and former NBA players value when it comes to building a championship team. That's why so many league veterans focused less on what the Lakers gave up and more on how perfectly Kessler fits alongside Luka Dončić. Several former centers pointed out that Luka has always elevated big men who keep their game simple and play to their strengths. At its core, basketball is all about forcing the defense into impossible decisions. If defenders collapse on Luka, the rolling big man gets a clear path to the basket. If they stay with the center, Luka suddenly has the space to take over himself. Add dependable three-point shooters spreading the floor, and the defense quickly realizes there isn't a perfect way to stop everything. That's why Hall of Famers have often described an elite pick-and-roll offense as more than just a play. It's a basketball equation where every defensive answer creates another problem.
Whether they're white or not. Come on, Stephen A. Right? Even Vinny's sitting here like, upset about this whole thing, but there's somebody that, you said what team has won being white.
Walker Kessler gets what he wants, a max deal with the 130 over 4, I believe a player option in the 4th year, and then he gets to go be the starting center for the Lakers. And look, you need defense behind Luka and Austin Reeves. Walker Kessler can protect the rim, and he's one.
Walker Kessler looks like the exact type of center built to thrive in that system, and that's a huge reason so many basketball minds believe this move could pay off. His defensive impact also explains why numerous former players have praised the trade, even while admitting there are real risks involved. Blocking shots alone has never been the true measure of an elite defender. Plenty of players chase highlight blocks, only to leave their teammates exposed once the play breaks down. Kessler has earned a completely different reputation. His positioning, timing, and defensive discipline consistently force opponents into changing their shots before they even release the ball. That kind of presence can reshape an opponent's entire offensive strategy long before the final stat sheet tells the story. The biggest question surrounding Kessler has always been his ability to stay healthy. Whenever a team invests valuable draft picks and commits major money to a player coming off a significant injury, concerns are completely understandable. But the Lakers weren't just paying for the player he is today. They were investing in the player they believe he can become over the next several years. At just 24 years old, he fits perfectly alongside Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves, giving Los Angeles something the franchise has been searching for, a young core that can develop together instead of growing older together.
Really a surprise to me because they just wanted the leverage and forced the Lakers into a sign and trade. But then they also were saying there were reports that they didn't want to sign a sign and trade.
Put them together, it's kind of like, and then the money is like, eesh. Like Walker Kessler isn't an amazing or terrible pick. I think it's pretty helpful. But also they lost DeAndre Ayton, who wasn't very good in general, but I feel like he was supposed to be a lob threat and also rim protecting. So it's like,
that difference could end up shaping the future of Lakers basketball for years to come. While the Walker Kessler trade dominated the headlines, it was far from the only move earning respect from people around the NBA. Quentin Grimes quietly emerged as one of the team's most underrated offseason additions because he fills several weaknesses that kept showing up during the Lakers' recent playoff disappointments. In today's NBA, versatility isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Finding players who can contribute on both ends of the floor is much harder than most people realize. Meanwhile, Collin Sexton has built his reputation as one of the league's fiercest competitors. He plays every possession with relentless intensity, attacking defenders without hesitation, whether he's driving aggressively to the rim or knocking down shots from the perimeter. Earlier in his career, plenty of critics questioned whether that non-stop aggression could consistently translate into winning, efficient basketball.
Them to do what they did today, getting Walker Kessler, Grimes to me is a very, very big-time sleeper pick who could score a lot for this team. I know somewhere Luka has got to be really, really happy, and sure, losing LeBron James is certainly a big sting to the Lakers, but they're recovering.
We were in Dallas, and it's like, Luka. Now it's like Luka and LeBron. It's like you kind of get to deflect sometimes. Like LeBron's like, all right, good, take that. I can go focus. How has that been?
It's better. I mean, it's better. But honestly, I mean, just being part of his journey, it's been amazing. Like, I came into the league, like watching him play. My first game against him, like it was like a...
Over the last few seasons, though, Sexton has quietly silenced many of those doubts by evolving into a much more polished offensive player. His three-point shot has become a real strength, forcing defenders to respect his range instead of leaving him open from deep. That growth is incredibly important for the Lakers. One of the team's biggest issues whenever Luka was off the floor last season was how quickly the offense lost its rhythm. Ball movement slowed down, quality scoring opportunities disappeared, and opposing teams immediately sensed the chance to take control of the game. No championship-caliber team can consistently win if its entire offense depends on one superstar being on the court every second. The postseason always brings moments when stars need rest, foul trouble strikes, or injuries force unexpected lineup changes. Those situations often decide entire playoff series, which is why reliable production from the supporting cast is far more valuable than many fans realize. Analysts have also pointed to another underrated advantage. Since Sexton and Walker Kessler already spent time playing together in Utah, they should build chemistry much faster than teammates starting from zero. Those little details rarely make headlines during the offseason, but they can become major factors once the playoffs arrive. And then came what many people believe was the Lakers' most overlooked move of the entire summer.
Actually, targeting is going to create a roster so powerful, it makes Kevin Durant joining the 73-win Warriors look like a joke. So I'm going to expose the 5 traps, and then I'm going to expose the nuclear option that guarantees ring number 5.
The idea that the Cavs could win that, I don't think was that shocking, because I feel like by now, LeBron has shaken off all the 2011, and we see him as a dude that can bring it. We give him all the credit in the world for them winning 2 games the year before, just by going up 2-1.
Sandro Mamukelashvili may not carry the superstar spotlight of Luka Dončić or the defensive reputation of Walker Kessler, but his unique skill set could become one of the most valuable pieces in the Lakers' new system. In today's NBA, stretch forwards who can knock down outside shots, make smart passes, and provide secondary scoring are no longer a luxury, they're a necessity. Defenses simply can't afford to leave those players alone because they can punish teams from beyond the arc or attack hard closeouts with confidence. That's exactly the kind of versatility Mamukelashvili brings to Los Angeles. For years, playing 2 big men together often created spacing issues that allowed defenses to pack the paint and slow an offense down. Mamukelashvili changes that equation by forcing defenders to honor his shooting, creating driving lanes for Luka, while giving Walker Kessler more space to operate around the rim. That strategic approach hasn't gone unnoticed by former NBA stars and basketball legends, many of whom believe this is the clearest long-term vision the Lakers have shown in years. Instead of relying on short-term fixes to cover roster weaknesses, the organization appears fully committed to building an identity around the strengths of its new franchise cornerstone. Whether that blueprint leads to another championship remains to be seen, but one thing is becoming impossible to ignore throughout the basketball world. The Lakers are no longer chasing the past, they're focused on building the future.